Hi Capricorn, this is going to be your Sun, Moon, and Rising video for July 2025. I have with me today, I suggest that you check back to your Moon and Rising sign because sometimes the Sun sign doesn't resonate. So it's always best to check your Moon and Rising sign if you know it. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can go to my website, HiddenLotusTarot.com. I have several reading packages there for you to choose from. And my turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours because I don't like to make people wait for their reading. And today, I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need. And to wrap the reading up, I'm either going to pull an Angel Answer card or a Golden Nostradamus. I might pull both. We don't know. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around. I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. Pre-meditation. That may be too much light, so I think I'll turn it off just to get started. So I'm going to put another rifle and shuffle on a deck. This will be a 9-card spread. It's been raining here almost every day, which is very unusual for June. So I kind of think that the weather pattern is shifting. This area along the Gulf Coast is becoming more tropical, if I can phrase it like that. But I noticed, I started telling my mom like 2 years ago this was going to happen. And I think eventually people living on the coast like myself are going to have to move because rising sea levels. So I don't know. So let's cut the deck. First card out, the Ace of Wands. And I have to move slow because it always goes blurry. Yeah, there we go. Ace of Wands. Okay. Next card, the Four of Wands. The Eight of Cups. That's weird. Okay. The Devil. Hopefully the camera will come back into focus. Yes, there we go. The Chariot card. The Ace of Pentacles. Last row. The Four of Cups. The Death card, or number 13. And the last card down is the Queen of Wands. Okay. What is the energy of the whole reading? It is the Ten of Wands. That's what I thought when I first saw. I'll tell you about it in a minute. When I first saw the two cards. First two cards. So what do I have? I have 3 major arcana. Those are your spiritual lessons. I have 3 wands, which represent your focus, your passion, determination, desire. I have 1 pentacle, which represents either money or the doing of something. And then I have 2 cups, which is your emotional quotient, how you feel about a person, situation, or thing. I think some of you have been trying to buy a house or, yes, purchase a home. And you have tried maybe a few times, but you got priced out of the market. And so you now giving up. The cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. Right in the center we have the Chariot card. The Chariot card is the 7. And 7 say, like 9s, you must stop and think and pause. Think about what you're going to do before you step out and do it. Okay? You may have to rearrange your plans. And you have to think on the best way to do that. But also says, if you control your emotions, you can get to where you want to go. Now, I know it's been a difficult housing market. People have been priced out. Interest rates have gone up. Now the government has done all these weird things to make it harder. You're making less money. You have less money to make your bills, to make it all go where it needs to go. But the Chariot card says you can definitely get to where you want to go. It's movement here. I have a chariot and I have a horse, even though the horse is on the death card. So the thing is, you should try to maintain balance between the dark side and the light side. I know you probably got mad, furious even, but then you came out of it and tried to go at it again. But you got to balance it out. Your emotions. Up at the top, we're starting with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a yes. But it's only an opportunity. It doesn't promise anything. So the card says you should receive some kind of news, text message, email, phone call, letter, or something that heralds good news. And I think it was that you could buy a home, or you maybe got approved for a loan. It also says that you should take any invitation, whether it's social or personal, because it's going to benefit you. And maybe you went to visit some friends at their home. The Four of Wands talks about having a relationship that may go deeper than you realize. It also talks about doing what you love and enjoying it. So sometimes it relates to work. It's a 4, so there are 2 4s, so those are stable foundations. That's what 4 stand for. But then the 8 of Cups comes in. I think you thought you had a line in, or a line on a home, or maybe someone was trying to help you, but it's like they abandoned you. This might have happened around the eclipse. I don't know when the next eclipse is. I don't see my eclipse paper. I have the eclipses printed out. Hold on, hang on a second. Paper is a bane of my existence. Here we go. So maybe this happened around, because this is a past row, maybe this happened around March 29th, because the next eclipse is, there's a feature column is March 29th, September 7th. It's a total lunar eclipse. So maybe around March 29th or March 14th, something happened with the deal. And so, you feel perhaps, because it's a cup, but let me explain. 8s represent money numbers. They're karmic numbers. But they also represent sometimes delays, obstacles, and hassles. And if I'm correct, if this was about a property purchase, you kind of gave up because you've been basically thwarted by the market. And so the 8 of Cups tells you you're looking for something better. You're looking for a better way. You're looking for something more substantial than what you have right now. It could be you going off on a spiritual retreat, going somewhere to get your mind straight. But the thing is, the person walked off in the middle of the night. All they have is the clothes on their back. So maybe this was about a partner that you were supposed to make a life with. There's definitely a home purchase in here somewhere. It's all over the cards. So this says, if you've given everything that you had to the whatever the issue is, and nothing seemed to work, the only thing you can do is abandon it, because you may come up with new ideas. It doesn't mean it's sad all the way from the top to the bottom. I think maybe 8 months. 8 months. Something about 8 months. But the next card is the Devil. And the Devil represents all those things that we tend to fear. All those things that we think bad can happen to us. He represents temptation. He represents sex. He represents drugs. He represents money. He represents materialism. Things that can tempt us. But he says, really, that you're never bound in such a way you can never be free. He also represents the planet Saturn, which is, Saturn can be a motherfucker. I'm serious. He makes it very hard for you. He's always thwarting you, doing things that seem like he doesn't like you. But he is there to prove a point, or to prove a lesson. That you have to work hard, roll your sleeves up, do the hard work, put in the time, the sweat equity, whatever it takes, and then he rewards you with Jupiter. Jupiter comes in to reward you. But this is about either power, somebody who has it and is abusing it, someone trying to exert their power over you, control over you. It can be about just a struggle, temptation. It seems like everything is going to go bad, but just in a nick of time, it changes. Okay? Because on the other side of the Chariot, that tells me like you kind of move through that. On the other side of the Chariot is the Ace of Pentacles. That's 2 aces. And just like the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles is only a new opportunity to get a new job, new finances, new property, new plan. And it also says that you are able to take a new path. But none of that is going to come true if you don't do what you need to do. Okay? I don't know why my camera keeps doing that. So we come to the 4 of Cups. This is so shitty. Excuse my language. We come to the Four of Cups, which says that you are going to be made an offer. But you don't know if you should accept it or not. You don't feel excited about it. You should investigate whatever is being offered to you and then decide if it's worth your while, because we have to have something exciting enough to make us take a risk to move through where we are. See, it's like an Ace of Cups being offered to you. And the card says, don't turn down a potential cup of happiness. Investigate what is it going to be better for you or not. Weigh up the pros and cons. And now here's the Death card. There's 3 cards in the tarot that are the most feared. They are the Devil, Death, and the Tower. But death is not anything to be afraid of, because everything dies. It's a cycle. It lives and then it dies. Something else goes out of the spot, like if you have kids or something like that. It says that it's the darkest before the dawn, but whatever this is, it talks about a complete transformation of the situation. The old situation is dead, and then the new situation comes in its place. That's the way the universe works. It doesn't like a vacuum. It's constantly changing. So if you can accept the changes that are coming for you, then you can move on and do exactly what you need to do. Here I have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is basically a fire sign. She will be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But even a Capricorn, you could be Queen of Wands, because we all embody different suits at different times. It depends on what we got going on. And the Queen of Wands is an entrepreneurial queen. She runs her own business, or she handles her own business. She usually delegates things to other people. She's fast moving. That doesn't sound like Capricorn, but she's fast moving, or she doesn't let any grass go under her feet when dealing with projects. And over here we have the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands with I think it's a Devil card, represents sometimes a legal issue. So maybe there's some kind of legal issue pending or whatever. If that's the case, it's going to be ending soon. I think you're going to come out at least no worse than you were before. But you're being tempted with something. First you walked away from it, and the temptation comes back, and you end up being a queen, handling your business or doing work or gaining new contracts. The Ten of Wands represents a burden or a struggle. I don't see it as a burden, because I usually feel like you're carrying a burden on your back. I call this card the too many irons in the fire. You're trying to do too much at once. See, he's carrying all the 6 in front of him. He's just trying to get where he's going. There's a house right there. I keep seeing a house. But I say that if you have the wands, put 5 of them down, you can manage what you're doing quite well. You can get there faster. Sometimes the card says that you have been doing things for other people, doing their work for them. And if you do that, that can breed resentment, hatred, sorrow, sadness, feeling tired. And also, it robs them of the people that you're doing it for. It robs them of the lesson of cause and effect. So if you're doing what you should be doing towards other people, giving or doing lots of things for them, stop. And just say to them, I'm not going to do any more. A power control issue. Who has it and who doesn't? So here, 2 aces mean a wedding or engagement. Now, it may not be a wedding per se, but a wedding is nothing but a contract. If you take out the romantic part, it's a contract. So it could be a contract, a wedding, or an engagement. And people can engage you to work. It doesn't have to be marriage. On the other hand, if this is about a relationship that you thought would go deeper than it would, that time has passed. And I think that's why the house kind of fell through. There's a house here. There's a cityscape, a house here. There's houses in the back of the chariot. There's a house over here. So I really think there's some kind of property involved that you wanted to get your hands on, but things changed. I still say you can come out on top if you want to, because this tells me, this row right here, that you've given all you got, all you had. You have to walk away, and walking away brings you to a new opportunity. To be your old self, your old hard-working self. And to tell you what, nobody can do it like Capricorns. It may take them forever to get where they want to go, but they do it. While everybody else is running around with their hair on fire, Capricorns see a way through. It may take them years, but they get there. That's why you call the GOAT, the greatest of all time, because you use Saturn prevents you. Saturn contracts and shrinks things, make it harder for you. But that's what rules your zodiac sign. Saturn, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And teaches you the lesson of working hard. And if you work hard, this sounds so blasé now, because we all been working hard, and now we don't have anything to show for it, really. Or we may stand to lose what we worked so hard for, but there is a way. If you stop and think about it, weigh up the pros and cons. Think about, is it enough to make you risk where you are, and do it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. So I can't look at anything about the Queen of Wands. So what does that leave me? It leaves me the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups as they relate to these 3 major arcana cards. So let me see if I can pull out any more information. We could start with the Ace of Wands. With the Devil, is indicating that an important relationship needs to be analyzed and looked into deeply, as resentments and hurt feelings are lurking below the surface and need to be dealt with now. What I was saying about this, doing the work for other people. The Four of Wands tells me nothing. The Eight of Cups with the Chariot, is a warning not to get involved in unnecessary gossip, uncomfortable situations that power and control, or behave in a judgmental way. Instead, focus on yourself, your goals and aspirations, and channel your energies towards your own success. Next to the Chariot, the Eight of Cups asks that you contain yourself and direct your focus and energies toward achieving your own goals and aspirations. The Ace of Coins. Tells me nothing. The Four of Cups. Tells me nothing. But I have two fours. I have two aces and two fours. And I told you that what the two aces stood for, but I didn't tell you what the two fours stand for. Two fours tell a safe, secure time period. And I think that's why you end up like this. I kind of feel like you are better off in the end. But you have to take a risk and see logically, is it worth you doing what you're going to do, or is it not? So I don't need to pull any Sibylla cards on this. I'm going to pull you an angel answer card. Ask your question to the angel answers, and maybe they'll answer you. I mean, because opportunity is waiting for you. Be on the lookout for some kind of phone call, text message, email, a letter, fax. Be on the lookout for it. And think about, are you going to turn down a potential cup of happiness or not? It's like you're passing through a portal. See how in the background, the two towers in the background? It's like passing through a portal. But that says that's the darkest before the dawn. The dawn is going to come. Don't be afraid of the changes that are trying to happen. Don't try to stop them, because you only hinder yourself. Because nobody can beat death. Eventually, it says forgiveness. Now, I don't know if that means anything to you or not, but I'm going to read it. Forgiveness can work miracles. When you release the past, a weight is lifted from your shoulders. I saw this. You may not can move right now, but don't worry. This card says you are full of fear and worry and anxiety. But you place yourself in this situation some kind of weird way. You don't see a way out of it. But if you remove the blindfolds, the bonds, take it off, you will see that you're not trapped at all. So even though you can't move right now, physically move, your mind is free to think about what you're going to do when you get out of the situation. Okay? Forgiveness can work miracles. When you release the past, a weight is lifted from your shoulders, and a sense of freedom, what I just said, a sense of freedom washes over you. Ask your angels to help you let go of sadness or pain caused by others so that you can be free. This card also refers to a need for self-forgiveness, which can be the hardest thing. It's time to let go of any guilt you are holding on to regarding past mistakes you have made. That's what the devil is all about. Learning from past mistakes. Give yourself credit for having tried your best, even if the results weren't what you would have liked. Focus on the changes you have made since then that have made you a better person. Listen, we all make mistakes. Sometimes we make stupid mistakes. But the thing about mistake is, there's nothing, once you get over the fear or the trepidation that you made a mistake, look at it for what it is. It's a learning experience. Now you know what not to do going forward. Okay? Don't keep going backward. Move forward. Okay. That's what I have for you, Capricorn. So, hopefully that helps, and I'll see you later. Bye.